Hello. Okay, so let's go to the top of this. Hi everybody, Merry Christmas. I'm recording this on Christmas Eve. The Georgians celebrate Christmas on January 6th and 7th. I have a haircut scheduled tomorrow on Christmas Day, which is kind of fun. So I have been in Tbilisi now for 3 months, almost exactly today. Let's talk about the cost of living in Tbilisi, the cost of things in Tbilisi, right? Number one is rent. Rent is all over the place. I have taken an Airbnb month to month. I arranged this before I arrived, and I committed for 6 months, which is up in March, the end of March. So my Airbnb, I like it. It's little, but it's like really nice. My space is half of the space I had in DaNang, but it's nicer and includes utilities. That's good. It is 12 feet by 18 feet, and in DaNang I had 15 by 25 feet. So this is 12 by 18. Plus a 6 foot by 6 foot bathroom added to that. Not inside of that, but added to that. Whereas my bathroom in DaNang was inside the 15 by 25. I'm paying $350 a month. My complaint is that it's on the street and can be noisy. That's my only complaint. It's on the street and it can be noisy. You know, loud motorbikes go by, and it's kind of a busy area. It's a dense area, but also the reason it's noisy, it's also really easy to come and go, right? And I live in a dense neighborhood, 2 blocks from the Myntti metro station. There are many shops 1 block from here that include fresh produce, groceries, bakeries, clothes, pharmacy, a meat shop, and I really like the old lady who I buy my produce from. I get tomatoes and cucumbers and everything from her. She's really old, and she might be my age. I mean, I don't even know how old she is, but she's short and curled over and wrinkly and wears a rough overcoat and big rubber boots and a scarf, and she has these brilliant blue eyes, and she pats me on the shoulder when I buy stuff from her. It's kind of nice. And she knows some English, and she knows numbers, 5, 4. I buy a big bag of something, and she goes 3, which means 3 lari, which is $1. It's amazing how cheap groceries are. So let's see, where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. So if you're going to look for apartments, look for ss.ge, place.ge, and myhome.ge. Also check Georgia Shorina in Facebook. She is an agent here, a rental agent and a sales agent, and she knows this market really well. Really well. And if you're looking for something high-end, she knows that market. There's a whole section of town that shoots off to the west of here that's pretty high-end. And there are some beautiful apartments up there. And I don't really want to be up there because you have to have a car. It's sort of like suburbia, a little bit of suburbia, and it's all the high-rise apartments in suburbia. So, but you do need to have a car because it's so spread out. I'd rather be down here where it's super dense, and I have full grocery, full everything that I need within 2 blocks of my house. Okay, so anyway, let me keep going here. The 3 websites will get you started. Also, think about Airbnb and taking one of those month to month. I'm quite happy with the way that worked out for me. And my landlady, who this was an Airbnb, and I told her I wanted it for 8 days and I was going to look for an apartment. She said, well, you want to take this? And I didn't really know much about it, but the pictures looked great, and I just said sure, and I committed to for 6 months, and it's been fine. I mean, and she's paying for the utilities, so I keep it warm. It is on a noisy street. That's my only complaint. But again, my door's here and the street's there. So to leave, come and go from here, it's easy, super easy. It's just like walk that way. I go that way, and I'm at the metro. 2 blocks to the metro. It's easy, super easy. So I like how convenient that is. In Vietnam, I was on the 5th floor, hauling everything upstairs. And Okay, so let's talk about the cost of meds. I bought some meds here, and they seemed really expensive the first time I went out and bought them. I asked one of the forums what was up, and they said to ask for specifically and demand generics. I bought some last night. I had them listed exactly on a text file in my phone. Metformin 850 milligram times 120, and my losartan diuretic combo pill times 60. I paid close to $10 for the 120 metformin pills and $6 for the 60 blood pressure meds. I'm considering this as very inexpensive. Also, I didn't need a prescription. This was at a PSP pharmacy, and there's a whole bunch of pharmacies around here. There's a whole bunch of everything around here. So if you want to look to see where I am, I'm 2 blocks from Marjanashvili Metro. Marjanashvili Metro, easy to find on the map here in Tbilisi. Groceries are cheap. Cheap! The one thing I buy that seems like a normal Western price is at the deli counter at Carrefour. I select a softball size, big hunk pork roast and have them slice it into 3mm slices for sandwiches. This is always around $10. Carrefour is a giant French grocery chain. But bread's cheap, mayo's cheap, ketchup's cheap. Western ketchup is not cheap, but European ketchup is cheap. 1 liter of bubbly water is 35 cents at the little grocery store on the corner. Veggies are cheap and are available every 50 feet. It seems like you get off the metro and you go up Marjanashvili Strasse, and there are produce stands all along there. That place it's a dense little market the whole length of that street, up for about 3 blocks. And you can find anything you need. Okay, so, and veggies are super cheap. All that stuff is super cheap. Utilities, as I mentioned, my utilities are included inside my rent. I did ask one of the Tbilisi forums on Facebook about utilities. They seemed to be about the same most places. Gas, electricity, internet, and cable TV if you want it, and water with bills ranging from low to high, summer and winter, from 30 total to 150 total depending on the size and age of the apartment. I cannot give you a definitive answer on these. I can tell you my last electricity bill in DaNang in July when I left was $2.5 million, $108. I had been running my AC or dehumidifier a lot. It was hot and muggy, and it was actually a surprise. So utilities can be all over the place. As I said, it depends on how you are using your power and how big and how well insulated your place is. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to say how much you're going to be paying for utilities. So transportation around here, my Metro Pass is super cheap. One ride is half of a lari, or about 17 cents, 18 cents maybe. I can put 20 laris or $7 on my Metro card, and it's worth 40 rides. I'll show you this thing. I love this thing. So it's just a magnetic card. I stick it in my I don't put it in my wallet. I put it in my card wallet. I always carry 2 wallets. I put it right here. So I don't even have to pull it out. I just like tap it on the reader, and it reads it through my wallet. And the gate opens. You tap it on the reader and the gate opens and you walk through. I can put 20 laris or $7 on my Metro card, and it's worth 40 rides. I use the Metro all the time, and walking, I've only used a car calling company once, and that was Yandex, which is the Russian one, and the one time I used it, it was fine, but I used it up to and back down from Tbilisi Mall, and it was awful. We sat in traffic the whole time. I mean, we were stuck in traffic the whole time, practically. And if we had been in the Metro, we would have just, hauled ass up there and hauled ass back. And so, using surface traffic on wheels is ridiculous. When you can walk, today walking down from I did a big loop around the city and went up to Rustaveli and came back down. And I'm coming down, and all this traffic is not going anywhere. It's all just frozen, stuck traffic, honking. Insanity. And I would just walk past it all. Or you're on the Metro underneath and you just go screaming past underneath. Way better. So Plan on losing some weight, plan on walking, plan on doing everything. Get a backpack. You do all your grocery shopping with a backpack. Do all your wandering around, either on the metro or on foot. I do long walks. A lot of people do long walks. People love to do long walks. You go do a long, long walk and have lunch and ride a cable car and walk and fun. It's fun. It's nice, Eating out is all over the place. I have found fabulous hole-in-the-wall joints that are cheap and expensive places that are way overrated. Georgian food doesn't call me like Vietnamese or Thai food does. It's too much weird bread, highly processed white flours that are terrible for you. It is easy to find good salads and hamburgers, however, and pizza is a weird white flour bread, but you can get good pizzas here too. And sushi from places with good ratings and Google Maps seem way expensive. Yes, I was spoiled in DaNang. Fune sushi in DaNang, you can go pig out for like really cheap. As a result, I haven't eaten any sushi here at all, which is kind of a bummer because I love sushi, but it's just too expensive. I could do it, but I'd rather spend that money on a massage. Excuse me. The lifestyle here is a lot different than DaNang. I live on my feet here or on an escalator or a metro car. I carry everything on my back. It's good that places are close. Carrefour is exactly 1 kilometer from my door. It's an easy walk up the hill and back down with a pack full of groceries. But these groceries will be things like ketchup and mayo and cans of Raid and Kleenex. Pretty much everything else can be purchased a lot closer. The other big, beautiful grocery stores here are called Goodwill, AgroHub, Carrefour, of course, and about 1 million Spars and Markettis and many other Turkish, Iranian, and Indian ethnically focused grocers. And I'm sure I'm forgetting 1 or 2 other big grocery store chains here. Goodwill, AgroHub. I've been in Goodwill, I've been in AgroHub. They're beautiful. They're kind of like, they're just beautiful high-end grocery stores. And they're not that expensive. They're, normal for here. And Carrefour, which I shop at all the time, and that's cheap, super cheap. One expense that was ever present in Vietnam but doesn't exist here for most people is the cost of maintaining visas. For flying in, we get 1 free year here with no visa. It requires an annual border run. In Vietnam, I spent around $50 a month as it averaged out during COVID, and it was a bit cheaper before COVID, but not by much. And so Georgia wins hands down in the visa category. There is a list of countries that have free access to Georgia on the Georgian Embassy in Washington, D.C.'s website. Okay? So, and I've looked for it in other Georgian embassy websites, and in fact, I haven't found any other Georgian embassy websites except for the one in Washington, D.C. So you look for visa or you look for tourism, and then you can drill down to find there's like a question and answer, where do you come from, blah, blah, blah. And it'll give you the list of the countries that have free visa access to Georgia. There's one other thing I wanted to mention that I didn't mention above is massages. I've gotten a few massages, and they're usually 100 lari, which is about a third of that, $33. For a 90-minute massage, $33, which is more expensive than Vietnam. Amazingly, it's always Thai masseuses, and they're well-trained, beautiful, well-trained Thai masseuses. So, avail yourself of that. It's nice to go do that. Let's see here. Okay, in March I may move to a different spot, one with space to park a motorbike. Like I have no parking here. I suppose I could park it on the sidewalk in front of my apartment, but from there to there is sidewalk, 18 feet of sidewalk, and that's all I have, stairs right there, 3 stairs going down. So I'm not going to park a motorbike there. That seems dumb, and it's always covered in dog shit. Oh, that's another problem, is there's dog shit everywhere all the time, big piles of dog shit. You have to have a flashlight at night when you're walking so you can avoid the dog shit. And that's kind of gross. I mean, there's no litter here, but man, there's dog shit everywhere. So in March, I may move to a different spot, one with space to park a motorbike, maybe not. I am very interested in returning to Southeast Asia. At this point, I'm not sure how that will unfurl or when. I mean, it might happen in March, it might happen in June. It depends on what's going on in Southeast Asia and the COVID situation and all that crap. There's a good likelihood I will end up in Dalat, Phuket, Bali, Siem Reap, or Saigon. It won't be Da Nang. I might go through Da Nang. I'll probably go through Da Nang to say hi to people. But I made 182 videos in Da Nang. I was there for 35 months. I made 182 videos, and I don't want to go make any more videos. That's not in my soul. That's not in my brain. I'm not going to go do that. I have no interest in making any more videos in Da Nang. I do, however, miss like crazy my lovely friends in Da Nang. Living here is as cheap as Da Nang overall. It's spotless and very European. It's old and crumbly. But today is 1 degree centigrade and humid and bitter. I am thin here from walking all the time. Will I get fat if I return to the land of motorbikes and high heat? Who knows? Anyway, I hope this helps. If you're interested in coming to Tbilisi, I mean, I recommend it, yeah. If you've been spoiled by Southeast Asia, though, it's kind of, it's an alternative to Southeast Asia. I just like Da Nang better. I mean, everything's easier in Vietnam, even though it's hot and muggy. But you have beautiful beaches and clean air, all the time clean air. Here the air has been spotless most of the time, but there's been a few days where it's been scary, dangerous, like in the red, 135, 140. And you know, maybe that's when I start getting, I've had a sinus infection, and I think it started on one of those days. Anyway, okay, so hi everybody. This is my video for the week. I love you all. Bye-bye. I will post this on Sunday night, I think. Okay. See you. Bye-bye.